Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. What is my obsession against birthdays? What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Marshal Kramer Show, the most serious, silly show in the world. And today's a special day because it's my motherfucking birthday, bitch. And what is my obsession against birthdays? I haven't responded to anyone who's messaged me so far. XYZ. I probably will. I have no plans for fun. After I'm done with this, I'm going to do a little school, going to do a workout, and I'm going to go do DoorDash. Oh, if you're looking at me on YouTube, you're like, oh my God, what's he dressed up looking like that for, huh? Well, my dad started making fun of me because my mom started pointing out that I wear robes all the time. And I'm like, first off, I wear robes all the time because it's goddamn fucking cold in this house. It's freezing. So, of course, I'm going to be wearing something to stay warm. And then my dad started noticing it too. He's like, God, you wear a robe all the time. He's like, and then he started looking at my hair and my beard. He's like, you start looking like the dude. He's like, you're the dude. And I'm like, it's so funny. That's hilarious because the dude is so close to douche. And that's what I am. Look at me. But yeah, I'm flowing it back, looking like the dude. So what is my obsession against birthdays? I don't even know. It hasn't even started that long. It's been like these last few years. And it's basically because like, in the nicest positive way, I really think it's bullshit. I really don't think anyone cares that's your motherfucking birthday. Okay? So that's kind of my thing. And for me, it's like, if you're really my friend and, you have to take you save a day out of the year to text me, I'm not down with that. You know what I'm saying? If you're really my friend, you're going to call me on a random Wednesday. You called me last week. If you were really my friend, we talked last week. We're probably going to talk again on this Wednesday. You're not even going to know it's my birthday, right? Who cares? You're going to celebrate me because it's another day of going around the sun? What have I accomplished? And me being my personality is a performer. Duh, this shouldn't be rocket science anymore. It's a performer, right? So when I'm being applauded, right, or I'm being cheered, it should be for my performance. What fucking performance have I done by going around the sun one more time? Now, here's the thing. I am okay. We don't do this as a society, though. I would understand if we used birthdays as a placeholder for celebrations, right? So they say, all right, everyone's got our own lives. We got a big group of friends. You got 6 of us buddies, right? We can only celebrate, many times. We can only celebrate, once every 2 months, once a month, XYZ. So what we're going to do is celebrate on all of our birthdays. And when we come to, when we do A's birthday, right? We're going to celebrate everything he's done in this last year. When we celebrate B's birthday, we're going to celebrate everything B's done. The new job, the new house, the new kid, the new wife, everything, right? If we were to use birthdays as a placeholder, in terms of celebration, I would be down. I'd be down. But we don't do that. It's literally just a birthday. And I think it really started, my cringiness really started from seeing how some people take their birthday so seriously. Like literally throwing away all responsibilities and all respect. I ain't got to do nothing today. I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't have to even treat you nice. It's my birthday. Man. Shut up. Who cares? Okay? I don't care. It's just your fucking birthday, man. I'm down if you want to just have fun and whatnot, but that's the reason why the world don't stop. It ain't a national holiday. It's an individual holiday if you want it to be. So for me, it's just absolutely nothing. Like I said, it's early in the morning. It's 8 o'clock right now, 8:30, and we're filming a podcast, and then we got work to do. What I'm asking is, why am I so afraid to do stand-up? 2 things. 1, I care more about what people think than I actually lead off to, and even that I believe, right? I talk about it all the time. But like I say, there's a difference between knowing and feeling. And I know it's important not to care what other people think, especially when it comes to you and your personality, your character, your creativity, right? When it comes to kindness and respect, that's a little different in my opinion. But on those other stuff, your character, your personality, not your character, but because that comes with respect, but your personality and your artistic ventures, your creative outlets, who cares? Who cares, brother? Who gives a shit, man? Do what you got to do. Do you, be you, stay true, baby girl. So, so either that's one, I care more about what people think than, I really led to believe. And this is different, right? Because I can do the podcast like this. This is literally, kind of what my stand-up would be like, right? It'd be me in front of things, talking about things. But the problem is I get the live reaction when you're doing stand-up, right? So I will instantly get to see if people hate it, disagree, or they don't think it's funny, right? Versus I just edit it, post it, and I'm like, whatever, who cares? Or number two is I actually don't want to do it. There's a thing, that thing happens to me all the time, brother. Because once again, I think I've talked about a million times, I'm a very, very, very excited person. Very excited. But the thing is, with a gas, right? A gas is super excitable. If you give it the wrong push, the wrong conditions, it's pressed too much, you have just a little bit of something flammable, or like a spark, boom. That ignites, it explodes. The gas is going to do something it necessarily does not want to do, right? I mean, the gas doesn't really have a conscience, but, so sometimes when I get so excited, I might do things that I don't necessarily want to do, and I've done that many times in my life before. I've created so many different pages. I've created so many different things, and all of these other things, X, Y, Z. And that's going to tie into the rest of this episode. Just so you know, like, what I really want to do with my new format is do an hour or so episode, 30-minute monologue, 30-minute dialogue. So this next 30 minutes is going to be my buddies joining me for my birthday podcast, Evan and Tate. So I hope you guys stick around and join that, just so you know the dialogue is coming. But anyway, that's kind of lead me into the rest of it about individuality. You're going to get into a little bit more when me and Reed and Tate, not me and Reed, when me and Tate and Evan talk about, we kind of got a little, it seems like we get a little intense on things. That's why I like to do the monologue first, to kind of reconvene and prepare you for what you're about to hear. It's kind of intense. I did an hour with them. So this first 30 minutes is the first 30 minutes, right? And then the next 30 minutes, the last. For the first 30 minutes, we were pretty serious, and we were talking about some serious things, but having fun with it. But I really want to talk about individuality. I'm down, y'all. I think maybe I've came across the wrong way recently. It's my fault. I have not relayed my message, appropriate enough or correct enough for people to be able to translate what I'm really saying. And I love individuality. I love you being you. I don't care if you want purple hair, you want messed up teeth, I don't cool teeth, grill. I don't care if you're wearing flamboyant clothes. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if there's anything that you want to do. I can't even name all the weird things because who cares? I don't give a shit. However, when I act like I care, it's because I care because I'm saying it's wrong. So be yourself. Be you, do you, stay true, but be you for who you want to be. And this is what I'm tying about that comic thing. I love comedy, but is stand-up what I want to do? I think it is. I really think it is because I like to speak. I actually do like public speaking, not just this type of speaking. I actually like standing in front of people and speaking, especially when there's something I know. I like to perform. We talked about that, all these different things. I like comedy. And with comedy, right, the three reasons of being in front of somebody, three reasons of performance: entertainment, informing, or persuasion, right? Fuck persuasion, because that's for those sleazy salesmen like I did in the last episode. Sal the sleazy salesman. Fuck those people, right? I'm into mainly entertaining, and then I really like to educate. Really, I really like to inform. So I think comedy would be great because if I could entertain people and maybe every now and again have you think about things, just like I'm about to do here about individuality, right? So when you have purple hair and, I don't know, well, let's just say that, right? You have purple hair and you do all the things that people would associate and stereotype people with purple hair being. That's so cool. I don't give a shit. Not even that I don't give a shit. I care that you did that. I'm glad that you did that. I'm glad you took the step to just say, fuck that. I'm going to do me. But this is what we have to remember every single time, and this is the only time that I roast. You have to ask yourself, and I'm asking myself that right now about the stand-up comedy, because I know I want to do this. I know I want to make skits and comedy skits and drama skits with Tate. Look out for Tate Wisey, folks. Tate Wisey. He talks about it all the time. I'm going to say it. He said he feels he's a little lazy. I'm just getting to know him. So far, what I've seen, he's doing great. It doesn't seem too lazy to me. So, but he's working. That kid, he's got an eye for things. It's the first person I've ever worked with. He's like the 10th person I've ever worked with, but the first person I've ever worked with that like has the eye for scenes and stuff and drama and emotions as I do. So keep an eye out for that. He's more into the drama stuff. So like I talked about comedy skits, but those drama skits, he's gonna make them pretty good, bro. I like it anyway. So look out for the Tate Wisey, the Wisemer production. All that. But and I'm asking myself this with the stand-up comedy: is this actually something I want to do, or is it something that I don't think I would? Is it something I actually would enjoy and I actually want to do? Or is it something I'm doing because I know in doing so, it would be cool to other people, right? And I find it wouldn't be that miserable. So I get to be performing. I get to be cool, quote unquote, cool for other people. And I would fit a role, right, that other people would like me to fit. I feel like we do that often. Are you really being who you want to be, or are you just filling shoes that you don't think are that miserable, but they're shoes put in front of you from the social mirror of other people? You know what I'm saying? It's just like we always feel. I was listening to Bobby Lee. I love Bobby Lee, one of my favorite stand-up comedians, favorite comedians in general. He talked a lot about when he first began out in La Jolla, in San Diego, doing comedy, and maybe even when he first went up to LA, he talked about how he felt like he needed something, right? He felt like he needed to be some guy. So he first started with having big puffy hair and being this like lazy Asian guy. And then he started wearing no shirt and started wearing overalls. And then he started getting naked. And then that led up to being his thing, but it just became, at the end. But it wasn't until he started getting naked or whatever, that was years into his skit, into his career, that he's like, I don't need to have a thing. Why do I think I need to have a thing? He's like, when I came down my first few weeks and years and months, right, and there's other comedians back in the green room when I was done with my set, they'd be like, no, don't do that. What? Just be you, dude. Like, Bobby Lee is one of the most intrinsically funny people I've ever seen on earth. He murders. I think he's so fucking funny. I can't wait to see him in real life. So they're like, why are you pretending? Go up there and be you. And that's another thing I have to remember tonight. Right? I have to remember not to be pushed into any narrative. Just be me. I have to be doing the podcast live, just in live. I have to be doing this live. Do it the Marshal style. Do it the Marshal way. But are we doing things because we really want to do them? Or are we doing things because we see that shoes need to be filled somewhere in the society, and we feel, oh, well, that wouldn't be too miserable of shoes to wear. And boom. I would get noticed for it. I'd feel like I fit in. I'd feel like I have something. I feel like I'm some guy. You know what I'm saying? I see those guys on TikTok who the one multifaceted, you can't be one multifaceted. Those single-faceted folks, right? The guys who have this long neck. You know that guy right now? He's sticking on his neck like this in TikTok. Just sticking on his neck like this. Yeah, that like a super long neck. That's all his videos are about. Brother, come on, man. I know. I love you, bro. I know you got more inside of you, man. Stop thinking you need to be the neck guy. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit. You're letting the world put you into a fucking box. And I know when you put down that camera, you never talk about your neck. That's why I get pissed off about it. I know when you get off the camera, you're really not talking about your pink hair. And if you're making that thing all about you, right? Another comedian I love a lot is Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon is a great comedian, a man. He acts like a man's man, but he's gay. He's a homosexual. He talks about it all the time. But the reason he has 99.9% of his followers are like masculine men. You know what I'm saying? They're guys like me who like Joe Rogan, right? I'm going to go out and lift and tear up some weights. I'm going to go outside and chop some wood. Then I'm going to go dig in my garden, baby, get all dirty. Cut the lawn, baby. That's what I like to do. I'm a man's man, right? But I like Tim Dillon because he talks about it all the time. He doesn't make his sexual preference his sole identity, right? Homo or hetero, I don't give a fuck. Why would you You don't ever really see heterosexuals be like, I'm a heterosexual, baby. And the only thing they talk about, I'm a heterosexual. I like women, yeah. Hole and a stick. Yeah. Like, that's so annoying. So I'm not going to say nothing, right? Flip side, right? If you make anything your sole identity, you're single faceted, that's boring and it's not true. Two things are happening. One, you're in the minute 1% of those folks who are actually sick. They're sick in the head and they can't help themselves. Or you're the other 99 who are just lost, trying to feel meaningful, right? Trying to fill some sort of shoes that would make you feel unique and individual, right? But still make you feel popular and cool, because we still need to be loved by people, right? So I'm kind of sitting at that. I'm like, I'm a student. I do DoorDash, and I like to make podcasts, and I like to do comedy podcasts and comedy skits, right? Do I need more? And once I'm about to graduate from school here, right, and I don't define myself as a DoorDash driver, not that that's against anybody, it's like I don't do it enough. I do it for like 25 hours a week. I'm not out here busting ass for 70 hours a week doing DoorDash, but which is super cool. Independent contractor, do your shit, man. I would definitely do it if I was in struggle for money, if I needed it, but I'm trying to finish school first, and that's what I'm really worried about, is getting that done. And, so I just had to ask myself, and maybe that's too, is maybe that right now, because I have, school mainly, right? I really just got to finish school. End of May here, or beginning of May, it's done. When May comes, it's done, bro. It's done. I think I actually am done April 29th. Oh, it's done. So I cannot wait for that to happen. So, maybe that's the reason why I've been procrastinating too, because I haven't really been writing, right? And like I said, I like to be in front of people and do public speaking if I know what I'm talking about. The best thing about comedy is, right, you should be up there talking about yourself. That's why the easiest speech you've ever done in college is the one where there's a speech about yourself, right? 3 minutes about me. It's like, if you miss the line, just start bullshitting. They ain't gonna know. You're talking about yourself. And that's the best thing that I have to remember too, man, is that those guys are not gonna know what I'm gonna say. So just say it. You know what I'm saying? Make the pauses seem believable. Make them seem XYZ. If you forget it, make it seem like it's part of the bit. Make it seem like it's part of it. You can always make people laugh. And, just be honest. If you're up here like, man, I just completely forgot. I want to be like, you know how like the lights are in the back? You have like the flashing lights. So if you do like a 5-minute set, they'll flash you at 4 saying you got a minute left. They'll flash you again at 30, say you got 30 seconds left. They'll flash you again at 10 seconds, you got 10 seconds left. They'll flash you again at the 5, say you're done. And then 15 minutes past the 5, they cut the fucking mic. So maybe at the beginning, I'll be like, the first light goes out. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Oh, and that's the first light, To be honest, whatever happens, happens. I'm not trying to, plan for that. But, being yourself and not what others would think is cool. Who are you trying to impress? And remember, I'm talking to others now, but because I've been talking through myself, right? I've been there before. I've been there most of my life. Who are you trying to impress, Marsh? There is nobody worth out there trying to impress. Not one freaking person. This is the better question. So going back to, trying to be unique, right? Trying to be individual, XYZ, but you shouldn't be doing it solely for that. That's wrong. If your sole intent is to find something that it makes you unique, or it makes you a large individual, like it separates you from society, right? No. Now you're solely doing that just so you can be different? No. What do you really want? And this is the question I always ask myself is, what would you do if no one was here? What would you do if no one was here? Right? That question first came to me, and I hate to say it because exercise is still really great for you, but it came to me and it killed my bodybuilding. I said, I was still not, for the last 6 months when I was really going hard on bodybuilding, I didn't want to do it a single day. Not one day for 6 months, but I still did it, right, XYZ, because remember, it was such my identity. It was my sole identity for 5 years previous. Now, when I started to realize maybe this isn't what I want to do, I started crippling, right? I started falling into a mental depression, be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But I toughed it out for six more months because I'm like, you got to do it. This is what you want. This is who you are. It's like, who? Who said who you are? Not even that the society put me in a box. I put myself in a box first. And then a few years, I kept staying in that box. And then society's like, oh, well, I guess he's going to be in that box. And so they started putting me in that box. And then I was like, oh my, now I'm weighing with everybody think I'm in this box. Like Marshall is this lifting guy, this healthy guy. That's all he does. He does health and lifting. No. Not no more, buddy. Not no more. I like to exercise 6 times a week, but it's not 2 hours. It's 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes, and it's not weightlifting. It's fun stuff. It's stuff I enjoy, stuff that I don't find miserable. A lot of days it's miserable still. And you got to push through it. You got to push through the weights. Got to push through the pull-ups, the push-ups. But most days I don't find them miserable. But the question that I asked myself, right, was, what would I do if no one was here? I wouldn't care what my fucking body looks like. But going back to exercise is really important. Exercise will make you feel better, right? So I'm at the point where I'm not going to really be changing my body much anymore, right? I'm going to maybe slowly get bigger. I don't know, a pound or two a year, slowly get bigger. But I'm mainly going to be maintaining for the rest of my life, right? So if not, I'm going to start shrinking, right? So I'm not worried about what I really look, and neither should you. If you want to do that for you, fuck yes. And I think maybe that is where I've gone wrong most of the times in these podcasts. I love you when you do it for you. But I know when you're not doing it for you. And then I think you're a insecure piece of shit, because I was an insecure piece of shit that I love. I love you. I'm not just the most serious, silly show. I'm the most pessimistic, optimistic show in the world, bro. I'm like flip-flop. I ain't going to be here and hold your hand. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to call you a piece of shit, an insecure piece of shit, but tell you I love you, and you got to figure that out. You have to figure that out, and I truly do love people, and well, you don't love me, you don't even know me, you don't even know what love is. Love is subjective, brother. I love everybody, man. I want us all to do better, bro. I believe in social in equal social justice. Duh. Who the fuck doesn't, brother? But I think we got to do it better ways. And I think something like this would be really small if we just figured out to do things for ourselves. But I think what would come first before that is loving ourselves. That's why I said you're an insecure piece of shit. You're an insecure piece of shit because you don't love yourself. And then because you don't love yourself down the line, you want to fill shoes that are open in society that would be cool shoes to fill, but not really your shoes. Then you wouldn't be miserable in those shoes, but they're not really shoes that would make you go, yeah, another day, right? We have to find that. Even though it's super cliche, we have to find shoes that we can be like, all right, another day, right? We always talk about, you probably won't be the first one. You probably won't be like, yeah, another day. That's a really tough life to live. Probably fucking impossible. I don't think the brains are built to live a life like that. But you got to be like, all right, not another day. Not a bad day, right? But I believe most of the things we're doing, we really don't want. And that's why you see them 3 or 4 years down the line, they change to something completely new. Like myself, or they switch back to revert back to something as they were before, like myself. This is who I was before. This was my old lifting in high school, my Perry pumps and all that bullshit like that. My skits when I was in 6th grade and younger with my sister, all that different shit, right? That is this. I'm reverting back to my old self, only because I was so stuck in these shoes that I really didn't want to wear. But to my fault, I put myself in those shoes, and when you put yourself in shoes for so long, you can start to consistently justify that I'm in the right path. I chose these shoes. No one puts me in these shoes. I chose them. I was meant to be here. It was me. It's like, the thing is, brother, there was a million different pairs of shoes. You just didn't see them. You didn't want to see them. You chose this one. God knows why. I don't know why. A million different things happened that probably put me in those freaking shoes. But there was a million different pairs of shoes that I stepped right over to get to to get to that pair of shoes. And they were kind of tight, but they weren't that bad. And I wore them for a bit. Some toes started to crimple, started to get a little bit of pain. Didn't really start to enjoy wearing those shoes anymore, but they weren't that bad. I started getting numb to the pain the shoes gave me, right? I started getting numb. So, what fucking shoes do you want to wear for yourself? If there was no one else in the world, you were the only person left. And I know that's really hard to say, because it's like, well, we don't live in a world where there's no one here. So why would you do comedy if you were the only person left? I get what you're saying. But I would still do something like this even if it was just looking in a mirror talking to myself, right? That's what I did. That's why I started the podcast. I'm like, you talk to yourself all day long. Might as well do it in front of a fucking camera. You know what I'm saying? And then record it and have history of it. So I've been there before. But what shoes do you want to wear? What freaking shoes do you want to wear? Make sure you're wearing those, Marshall, make sure you're wearing those shoes for yourself. Do you really want to be a stand-up comedian, Marsh? Ask yourself, do you really want to do that again? Is that for you, or are you just trying to fill shoes, Marsh, that, are open shoes and shoes that would be miserable to wear, but they aren't the shoes for you? That's not your shoes. Stop having that Nike employee come and throw those shoes in your face, man. Nah, you go in the back and find your own goddamn shoes. You find the shoes right for you. Don't let anyone else tell you what shoes are right for you. So that's really it on this little individuality thing on this birthday bash. Evan and Tate are coming up next. We're going to talk a little bit more about individuality and stuff like that, and doing things for yourself and not for others. But before we do that, you know what I'm talking about with those affiliates, baby. Guys, I love if you would like to support my show, right? But you don't even have to support my show by pledging on a Patreon $5 a month, or giving me, through my Apple Anchor support, XYZ a month. You don't have to do that. You don't have to pay me per episode, any bullshit like that. Do you want to save money? Do you have a car and have gas? Do you have a car and want to drive that car for a job like DoorDash? Do you have a phone and would like to get in the markets because you see how volatile the markets are and you want to be in on that? All those little things can help me out. Not just help me out, help you out. Robinhood, link below. Use my link for Robinhood. Get yourself a Robinhood account, a free trading app. You can trade $0, zero commission. The Vanguard I have to pay $10 every time I want to trade. Every time I want to trade. Often, I'll trade 3 to 5 times in a week. That's $30 to $50 I have to give away a week just to trade. Zero on Robinhood. Click my Robinhood link below. Get started today. You get a free stock, and you give me a free stock. You support my show by giving yourself a leg up, right? Financials are important. You start your investing career, you start yourself with a free stock, and then give me a free stock. You have a car, you need to do gas, right? You need to do the gas. So you might as well have the Get Upside gas saving app, Marshal 8455 as the promo code, and get yourself 15 cents off a gallon on your first fill up. Get Upside is so dope, so easy to use. So many gas stations, has restaurants too, grocery stores. I've seen restaurants up to 40, like Burger King and Little Caesars and shit like that, Wendy's, from like 35, 45 to 50% off. Cash back food. It's a really easy app. It's super easy app to use, and it's super legit. Basically, they get paid on commissions. I wasn't going to go to that gas station. I was not going to go to Wendy's. All of a sudden, I pull it open. I'm like, whoa, Wendy's has got 35% off? Well, I kind of feel like a meal, and I go to Wendy's, and there, I get 35% off, and then they get a little commission check by sending me out Wendy's way, or sending me over to Speedway instead of Holiday, XYZ. So it's a super cool app, Marshal 8455. Get yourself 15 cents off a gallon for your first fill up. And also, if you want to be like me, put some podcasts in, put some music in, and drive, baby, and have a good time on your drive. And you don't need no boss. You don't need someone telling you where to be, telling you what to do, telling you what to wear. You can literally just wear your robe, man. I walk out in here with my sweatshirt on and my long freaking sweatpants, baby, and my Crocs. That's how I do work. Think about becoming a DoorDash driver, baby. If you use my DoorDash driving link below, hopefully your area needs some DoorDash drivers. I love being a DoorDash driver. Use my link below. If you do 200 deliveries in the first 60 days, it kind of varies on the time of the year, but we'll probably get like something like $800 a piece. We'll both get $800. $800 after 2 months of deliveries. Would you not like a nice little check of $800 coming your way after 60 days just for doing work? So you work, make money, and then you get some extra money, and you give me money by supporting my show? Oh my God! I call that a win-win, chicken din. Yeah, and that's really it, guys. Enjoy the rest of this podcast coming up. Until I see you guys next time, wish me happy birthday. Just kidding, don't. And scoop boot, ticket late. I sometimes get away with hiding the occasional carrot in a casserole that they'll eventually eat. But that doesn't happen enough. I hate this.
Let me try. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
All right. What culture? We're in the U.S.
You are a Midwestern housewife.
I'm a Midwestern housewife.
So then you wouldn't say casserole, you'd say hot dish.
Hot dish.
Yeah, in her 40s,
In her 40s.
who's still stuck living in the 80s.
Who's still?
What happened to Motley Crue, right? Why is there no longer music on MTV? That kind of a mom.
That kind of vibe.
Kind
Yeah.
of my mom.
You drive an 03
03.
Chrysler Town and Country,
Okay.
a maroon one.
Do I
you know,
smoke?
those vans.
Am I addicted to cigarettes?
You smoke when your kids. Not enough to affect your voice, but yes, you do smoke.
So I'm not like a heavy. I'm not like these kids are the
No.
pickiest eaters.
Sugar.
Sugar. I'm worried about my little one.
Run down to the corner store and give me some smokes, won't you?
Oh my God, guys!
kids.
These deli. I went to a deli yesterday to pick up. I'm not even gonna say the name of it, but it is like, it's a deli that's in a gas station, like shares with the gas station.
Yeah.
And as you walk in, first as you see the car, it's like a ran down Saturn, like from 1995, just rugged and everything. So it's just the only car in the parking lot. You walk in there, you see the lady, you're like, it suits, and then you walk, and then she, hello. I'm like, oh God, it's like Mike Lowowski from that. I'm like, are you here for Mary? I'm like, yeah.
Pickiest eaters.
I'm like, for Mary Jane or no? I'm here for Mary E. Like, yeah, like, but
The fuck out of here. What are you, man?
she was scared.
Devil child.
Devil child. She was scaring the shit out of me. You can.
Yeah, I accidentally.
Turn it then.
Am I like really whimsy in this reading, or am I like a smart, sophisticated Midwestern?
You're like
here's the
so stuck up. You're like so sick of your kids. Yeah.
These kids, there we go. These kids are the pickiest eaters. I'm worried my little ones aren't getting the vitamins and diet that they need. I sometimes get away with hiding the occasional carrot in a hot dish that they'll actually eat, but that doesn't happen often enough.
That's good.
My doctor recommended VitaFun Children's Vitamins. They're gummy and delicious, and my kids just love them. Now they get a snack, and I get my reassurance that they're full of the vitamins they need.
You killed it. Yeah, that was definitely a fucking. I'm the worried about my kids.
Like,
fucking.
I'm the shit.
Yeah, I'm the shit, ma. I'm the fucking shit.
Now,
Right.
if only adult vitamins were this delicious. You hear that, hubby?
I want a divorce.
I want a divorce.
I hate my marriage. I've been married for 20 years, and when the guys at work want to get my number, I have to say no. Except this one.
And I don't like that.
And I do not like that. If it weren't for the 4 children that I had with Mitchell, I'd have like 10 guys on my line right now.
Can you turn your mic to face you? Because this is where
Yeah.
it is. It's literally just this. There you go, like that. Yeah.
I got
You got it, Tate, but I got it too here. But
I'm a fucking dipshit.
what is the cringiest thing you've seen on recently? Not just TikTok. What is the cringiest thing you've seen?
Ooh.
What's
I
something
mean, it's gonna be TikTok.
Yo, what I seen. Mine's TikTok too, bro. Oh. See, here's the thing. This is what we're doing. This is the problem we're doing. We're aspiring we're aspiring the uninspired to be inspired to act like a model in front of your camera.
Yeah.
I have seen. You've seen all the cringy, hot, serious TikToks when TikTok's doing shit like that. I've seen that with inbred folks.
Yes,
yes,
the inbred folks.
And they get a
The
million likes,
worst.
and I'm like, I'm liking it. I don't comment. I like it. Encourage you. Hell yeah, baby. Do you? But I'm like, get a job. Like, all of us need to get a job. If you have enough time to sit there and do some fucking
That
work,
is their job.
I
is
know,
their
I
getting
know,
paid.
and someone will
Getting
get money for it, bro. They get
They get big money.
Yeah, they get like a cents per thousand, or like $1 per thousand, and that's a lot, bro. That's a
a
you
lot
start
of money.
racking that shit up. 1,000 for $1, you
Yeah.
get 1 million views, 100,000 views, bro. You're fucking racking in money.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Are we going?
I don't know. I can always cut this shit in. I don't know if we're going. I was
wondering. But yeah, no, people like, I don't know, like Long Neck and like those guys.
Yeah.
Like those really weird fucking people.
Yeah, those are starting to piss me off.
But is it validated? Like, they're making their money from that, and if they actually have like a weird deformity or something like that, I mean,
No, it's
No,
not.
they
It's
don't.
not that. It's not that.
They're just weird people.
And I'm not.
Well, yeah.
Hey, and there's the thing though. The thing is, I'm not being prejudiced against the weird people. It shouldn't be done by the hot people. I'm saying this is annoying as it is, and now we got we're inspiring those that should
Not
be.
be doing it.
We're inspiring those that should only be in clothes to drop their clothes. Put it on.
I don't want to see 45-year-old fucking Margaret fucking drop her fucking top because she thinks she's hot shit.
Dude,
That would be hilarious. Are you kidding me if I came across that?
And the thing I have the biggest problem with is and I say the biggest cliche is adding sex appeal to everything. And that's why anybody in the fitness industry is bigger than they are, because they do everything with their shirt off, right? And there's this one mom, you was talking about Margaret. She's got to be 50 years old. She's some vegan mom. And every time I see a nutrition thing for her, she's in like the longest V-neck. And she's like, guys, today I'm going to explain how avocados are good. Bitch, what do your tits got to do with avocados? I'm worried about melons.
Pair of cantaloupes for real.
You're over here talking about avocados. I'm staring at melons.
That's right.
What you got? So I that's what I hate. I hate the sex appeal, the cheesy sex appeal for no fucking reason. Yes, I think the first big one was 10 years ago was the cheeseburger at Burger King's. That literally started this new sex appeal. Forever. But it was the Burger King girl
was
on
it
the
Burger
car.
King or was it Hardee's? Hardee's had a bad one.
Hardee's maybe. And that was around, dude, that's dead ass. That was around the Transformer time. Megan Fox became a thing. Yep. Megan Fox was the fucking thing.
She was pure sex appeal.
When all that shit, she was the woman of, she was the top woman, for sex appeal for a long time. And then Kate Upton came. Well, Brooklyn Decker came first with just go with it bullshit like that. Dude, I really think this cliche douchey ass sex appeal, but because it couldn't have existed before. Because remember, our sisters couldn't walk outside the home with, short shorts on because their dad would be like, you don't wear that. So back in the day, you literally could not expose yourself like that. That's just not how it is. Not saying you can't not expose yourself. come on now. All right, you know what I'm saying? Just, everyone, we got to stay on our lanes, okay? If you are the woman for the cheek popping, cheek pop. But if you for the cheek not, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta know your lane. You gotta know your lane. If it's okay for you or if it's not. Like, there's a major difference.
And you see, we haven't talked about weight or anything. All I'm saying is, if you're not good, you're not good. I'm not gonna step on the football field and try to be Tom Brady. I'm not Tom Brady. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay in my lane. Y'all should stay on your lane.
I'm not a Super Bowl champion, and you're not a Sports Illustrated model. Like, that's just how it is.
So let's not pretend.
As much as I would love to be a Super Bowl champion.
As much as I would love, I don't do it. As much as I would love, I don't do it.
Exactly. Like these fitness models and stuff, they have their place because they look good.
They look really good.
They look aesthetically pleasing.
They good.
Male or female.
And
they worked for it.
They work for it. They give us not all of them give us a healthy body, but a lot of the ones give us a body to aspire to look up to, a body that's better than ours. Yes, being very, very, very skinny and low body fat is dangerous. However, being 7% body fat, I would definitely believe is a lot less dangerous than being 70. Okay, yeah. So if you're out there with 40% body fat, oh God, now we're getting. No, I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
That
I don't want to say that. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a body that's healthy, that's aspiring, don't be showing it off like that because it's not something to be prized. No offense. It's not no offense at all.
Well, because it's
not something to be prized.
Body positivity and being fat is okay. Nobody said being fat is
not okay.
Nobody's gonna hate
do what you gotta. Yeah, no one's gonna hate you. Do what you gotta do
for being
baby.
fat, but nobody's going to support your lifestyle.
I'm not going to call you healthy.
For real.
But the thing is, people will support your lifestyle, and they surround themselves with the folks that do, and they continue to have that confirmation. We all do that. I want to make videos. I surround myself with people who want to make videos to do something, right? But most of us surround ourselves with people that, again, most of us are not even contentment at that 6. We're at that 3 of settlement. Most of us are at that settlement. So they find other people who are settling whatever lane that is. Is it drugs? Is it fatness? Is it just sex? You find people who do that with you and like, whatever. They don't make me feel bad about myself. That's why I don't know if you guys ever been around people who are like that, and they start to make you feel bad about yourself because you're a hard worker. You don't want to do that. And they're like, I don't want to work. I just want to get drunk and get high. Why are you trying to get better at editing? Why are you trying to get better at direct? That's just so stupid, dude. What the fuck?
And I've been around people like that. It's like it's so hard to do anything else. It's like if that's what their thing is, or even like your whole group of friends, if it was like that, like how are you gonna do your own thing? Because you're gonna be completely like on your own. On your own,
and like I said, they will make you feel bad because you are not trying to, but you make them feel bad about themselves.
Right? Because they're not gonna really truly support you or anything. They're not gonna help you out with it. They're just gonna.
My sister gets that all the time. She's such a hardworking athlete and an academic, student, and she gets all the time because it seems that she gets a lot of things, right? Like Tom Brady and LeBron James get a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because they work.
Right.
Tom Brady and LeBron James work, dude.
It's all they do.
You can see them, and they don't post their bullshit shit on Instagram because they don't have time to pick up the phone, put it down, and record for you.
Right.
They got fucking shit to do. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
how I think. So it's like my sister's the exact same way. So all of a sudden, you go out and party for 2 weeks, but Kenzie goes in the gym, doesn't post about it, so you think you're both on the same level. All of a sudden, you come back, and she's 10 times better, and the coach goes, hey, Kenzie, yeah, and gives you no credit. It's on you, folks.
Exactly. Yeah.
You weren't working. You weren't getting drunk for these last 2 weeks. She was working. Why is it on her? Because she makes you feel bad because it's actually you who's making you feel bad? Right? So that's where I'm on that.
Back to I was going to reference a TikTok, but do we draw a line at body positivity?
Yeah, I would say. Well,
What do you mean line?
Like, well, the TikTok I was going to reference is it was just like a guy making fun. I mean, he was not really like making fun of body positivity, but it's like body positivity doesn't start or stop like heart disease and that kind of thing. Like, so people are like supportive over like body positivity, but it's like still at the same time you need to like really focus on like your personal health because it is going to be unhealthy if you're like obese.
People were saying, somebody was saying, criticizing body positivity because it doesn't fix how. Yeah,
because not just because it like isn't aesthetically pleasing, but because it's truly unhealthy.
I thought at first when you were saying it, I thought you were saying a guy was defending body positivity. He said even if you lose weight, it doesn't help against heart disease.
No, other way around.
Yes, it does. And here's the thing. Logan Boyer, you will know about this too. Everyone who knows anything about nutrition knows about this. Dietary cholesterol, so foods that are high in cholesterol that are real foods, right? Meat, so bacon, steak, XYZ, red meats.
Yeah.
It does not increase your cholesterol levels. So they say stay away from steak, stay away from bacon, red meats are the devil. It's like, no, the red meats are only for the devil, for the folks who are already fat as shit that can't take the cholesterol at all. They already have elevated blood pressure because they already have elevated blood cholesterol levels.
Right.
But where did that blood cholesterol and fat come from? Not red meat. It was your McDonald's. It was all your oils, your trans fats. It's all of that bullshit that got you to the point where, hey buddy, you can't enjoy a motherfucking steak no more. Me, I eat a steak every goddamn day. I have 2 strips of bacon a day because dietary cholesterol doesn't raise your cholesterol levels. However, if you're already there, you already have high cholesterol, then yes, you can't do that. There's too much fat. It'll clog some shit up. So, it's like, I don't know where I was getting on that, but it's like, for me, it's like they think that, I don't know exactly what's trying to get on that, but like mainly what I'm trying to get away from that is like they demonize certain foods. They say like, veganism is the way to go, or even people can say even keto is the way to go, or carnivore is the way to go. I don't think any of them are the way to go because the thing is, I think each individual body is so subjective. So it's like, this is kind of tangent, but I think individual body is so subjective. So how can you tell anyone what is the exact diet for them? Because it's subjective to that person. What is their lifestyle like? Where do they evolve from? Who are their ancestors? All this different shit.
Yeah.
What do they like to eat?
Exactly. Because what I was trying to kind of get at is like it's obviously like fine. Like if you're happy with the way you are, you're fine. Like be okay with that. But at the same time, it's like you should be health conscious.
Yeah. You can be. Yeah. It's mentally healthy to be.
Yeah. Mentally. That's a good point.
Mentally it's healthy to be.
Be content with where you're at.
To be content with where you're at and be happy with your body, but physically you are not healthy.
And first off, let's backtrack. If, like you said too, if anyone's making fun of you because you're fat, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
an
bullshit.
asshole.
That is bullshit.
That's a fucking asshole. But if they're not making, if they're making fun of you in general, that's an asshole. But if we're critiquing, if you try to push something on me, like religion, I'm going to critique you. If you try to push on me that's saying we need to be more fat body positive, XYZ, I'm like, okay, sure, less bullying. I'm down for that. I don't bully no one about their weight. I will never do that. But, however, you can't tell me that it's healthy to be at that. Is it mentally healthy? Like you said, that's what they're trying to say, actually, I think. They're trying to say it's mentally healthy to love your body. Yes!
And nobody
is.
Yes.
Nobody's disagreeing with that.
Yes, they are. Some are.
But
most are. Most people are so ignorant they are. Not most, but there's so many ignorant folks, and that's who they're trying to fight. They're not trying to fight the realistic ones like us. They're not. They're fighting the ignorance.
Exactly.
So I'm playing devil advocate here. But
right.
They're not fighting the people that are critiquing and being actually helpful about it.
They're fighting the bullies that say, you're still fat, bitch. Fuck you. What? Why is she mean because she's
Yeah,
fat?
that's not cool.
They got themselves there. It's like, okay, who cares?
It's almost like
don't need to be mean.
I don't know where I've seen it, but like the people who will like point people out in the gym and be like, why is this fat person like running right now? Like, why haven't they lost their weight? It's like they're at the gym, they're grinding.
They're there.
They're there. Like,
Yeah.
they're
I've said it a million times on my podcast. It's a stupid little quote, or a great little quote. Making fun of a fat person at a gym is like making fun of a homeless person at a job fair. They're all trying to work. Don't be making fun of heavier, more fat tissue folk that, so that's what I like to say. Because again, I'm in fucking academia and they're liberal as shit. And I said fat once, like fat. I did quotes like fat because fat's different to each people. But I say those with more fat tissue, okay? Sorry, I'll go PC as you want. Those with more fat tissue, And and physically, I'm saying they're more susceptible to things, heart disease, stroke, cancers. There's more susceptible to depression and suicide thoughts and illnesses and anxiety and XYZ because internally your body's not healthy. Your body can't process things the best way,
Yeah. Like I saw this TikTok the other day about this, and it was a girl at the doctor's office, and she refused to put her weight down on the
TikTok,
and she goes, doctor doesn't need my weight unless he needs to prescribe me a medicine that is directly linked with my weight, then I'll give it to him, but he doesn't need to know it. Everybody's like, I was going through the comments and they're all, you're at the doctor.
Yeah, they're trying
It'd
to
be
help
a
you.
good thing for them to know your weight.
No one's judging your weight.
Yeah, no one's gonna judge your weight at the doctor.
Yeah.
If anything, he'll tell you to probably lose weight.
Yeah, to help you.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. I saw another TikTok and it was like someone was lying about like their drug use and like alcohol habits and stuff like that. The doctor himself was saying like when people say that they have like 2 drinks a night, they like double it because they know people are usually lying about it.
I saw that one too.
For like anesthesia purposes.
Anesthesia purposes.
Yeah, because if they put them under and they don't have enough anesthesia because they lied about something like drug use or alcohol, like it's not going to work for them, and then it's going to really mess them.
Pull that mic up and bring it closer to you. You can bring it way closer to you.
Can I?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. You were a little quiet the whole time. That's right.
Okay.
That was no, and it's like, did you know back in the day, back in like high school and shit, you'd go to the nurses. You have a first day in like the first quarter or whatnot, and you go to the nurses back in the day when our parents were in high school.
Oh.
And you get weighed, and they would literally just, weigh out like, up, state-wise, it come up, all right, 155 pounds, Evan, all right, 345, all right, that's next person up, like they were literally just shouting out your name, like shouting out your number. And for me, that's the thing, man. I'm so open. Our society is so obsessed with numbers. Just like your weight, I don't have a taboo about what you make. Tell me what the fuck you make.
Yeah,
Tell me what your net worth is. Who cares?
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
Why do you care? Like,
Matter?
what do you make? Oh, I can't say. Why can't you say what you make?
I was talking to somebody at my job.
I don't have that obsession like numbers like America does.
I had this conversation with somebody at my job, and I asked him because I thought I was making more than everybody because I got a raise for going to a different branch. And so I asked one person, and then I found out that we're all actually on the same. Like, we're actually all end up getting just paid the same.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I asked someone, I'm like, what do you make here? And she goes, I don't think I should tell you that. I'm like, what?
Right.
Why do you care?
It's like I don't care about what. Okay, so yeah, at FedEx when I was still working there, like I asked a few people because the wages were so different person to person because you literally could like ask the guy for a raise and he'd give it to you. So I was trying to get more of like a basis.
See where they're at.
Yeah,
so you know what to ask for.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not like bullshitting a number. I'm not like give me a $200 weekly raise.
Yeah.
Like just because I'm putting in the work. I wanted to be able to relate it to like what everybody else is making, like their time spent with the company and like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I ran into a couple people where we started at like $1,100 a week. And I ran into a couple people that were making like fucking $1,800 a week, and they started like the same time as me. And I'm like, well, like if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't be able to make the case for the raise.
Yeah, you got to explain yourself why you're asking for their raise.
Yeah.
Or why you're asking for their salary.
And your explanation can solely be on your resume. Be like, hey, man,
exactly.
or your record. Be like, hey, man,
Yeah.
you saw me the last 5 weeks. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing.
So did people tell you, though? Did people tell you? They did?
People were open there.
Good.
Nobody really cared. There was this one guy.
I think you find that more in entry level
Like, what are you
jobs.
going to do with that information?
I think you find it more in entry level jobs, and really, I think the reason that secrecy comes is because the rich people don't want to say it, and they don't want to say it because they don't want to make you mad, and so that this all stems back. Well, the rich people don't tell.
Yeah.
I won't tell. I won't tell.
Right.
I won't tell.
I'd
It's like,
understand if
why
like
the fuck don't? Why do you care?
yeah, I'd understand if the contractor didn't say, because I know he makes a lot. and,
Yeah.
like if he actually like gave his actual wage, like how much he's making, like a lot of people in the company would probably be pissed.
Oh yeah.
So that would make sense.
Yeah,
But like just workers, like it doesn't make sense that you're withholding like that you make $200 more than me.
Yeah, and I'm just talking about the simple conversation about like, why are we hiding what you have? Like, I you know what I'm saying? I wish we could. I wish it could just be on your head. Like, here's your net worth. I wish we didn't have the obsession over your net worth, because to me, your net worth is not your success. Right? There's a huge equation and a bunch of factors that go into the equation of success to me. But who cares? Who gives a shit? If you've got $50,000 only and you act like you got $5 million, hey man, I got 50. I wish there was just no bullshit. That's what they say is going to be one of the things with this Neuralink is that you will know when they're lying, because you can read their internal thoughts, and it'll stop this bullshit. And we were talking about earlier about the keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses, that whole theory and phenomenon just bullshits. It just irritates me, because I'm just like, why are you doing that? I see people, not that it upsets me that the fact that it happens, it's just that it ruins so many people's life. It destroys their happiness and their success, because they get somewhere, the place they want to be forever, and they're just not happy because Johnny and Adam have something better. Oh, I want Johnny and Adam has. I want what they have. Like, who fucking cares? Mm-hmm. Do you have what you have, bruh? Do you have what you want?
That's the thing today too. Nobody can just focus on themselves.
Grass is always greener.
Yeah, and not only that, it's even with the PC being politically correct. You say something, and then they'll go, no, you can't say that.
Yep.
Well, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot say? You are not a member of this particular group. So why are you telling me what I can and can't say about them?
That's what I exactly was going to ask.
I'm not trying to say. I wasn't saying hurtful things.
No.
But.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, I know
and I was going to say.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I was going to say to you guys earlier about like, what do you guys think about people? Some people may respond to this and say, you guys shouldn't be talking about that. You guys are all skinny guys. You guys can't talk about like. First off, that's literally why I went back and started this podcast. Took a big break. I was in school, like I told you. School pissed me off so much. They made me try and fit in this fucking box. And if I'm outside this box, the way they speak, the way they talk, XYZ, I'm like, yo, I'm respectful. As long as I'm respectful and I respect you and I hear you out, I'm going to talk and say, I'm going to talk about and say whatever I want. Right. And so I was like, where's a platform I can do that again and allow myself to feel, expressed and feel that I feel heard? Is here. I'm like, bro, I want to talk about shit like that, and I can. It doesn't matter. I'm not a part of a certain group. I'm not a part of the Patriots. I talk about football. I'm not in the NFL. We talk about it.
Right.
Who fucking cares?
We're still obligated to our own opinions on stuff, even if you're not like specifically in that situation.
Right?
And people don't get that.
Yeah.
That you're obligated.
They're
to your
taking
own
the opinions
opinion.
away again now.
You can still educate yourself on a topic and be knowledgeable enough to be able to talk about it. You don't need to specifically be there.
They always say. Show me your enemies and I'll show you who you are. It's basically because what you find annoying about somebody is actually probably what you have the weakness about yourself. And that's all of their arguments. Everyone who's trying to attack those to make it a better social life, to make it better, right? Quote unquote better, right? We all want that, but they're going about it the bad ways. They say, you exclude us. So what do? Exclude us. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're not going to get anything done. No. Are you justified to do that? Sure. Fine. But then don't complain about not getting the results. Because here's the old quote, right? The ends can be justified by the means. But however, the means cannot justify the end if the means are so ridiculous that the end can never be achieved. Right? The ends justify the means. That means you have to be able to get to the end in order for your means to be justified. You're going to do all those bullshit things to try and change our minds. And if you don't come across the best way, and I've learned this through communication, you have to come at it at a good way. You have to come at it a good way. You have to try and work with them. You can't yell at someone to change their mind. You have to understand them and break it down. It's a long conversation, and people are trying to rush this. They think that they can just scream in our faces, and we will change our minds.
Well, it's TikTok right there. You got a minute. You got a minute to prove
Twitter.
your point.
You got
Twitter.
150 characters, whatever it is,
to make a point. Right? That's what I like about these long-form podcasts. They can really see. If you would have listened to the first 5 minutes, you probably would have thought we were, fat phobia, whatever it is. All of a sudden, you started to learn, these guys are, and we are really realistic. People will probably think we're not still, but most will. They know, okay, these guys are really realistic. We're not trying to be irreverent. We understand.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of the word. Because you can't like, you can't like seclude yourself from like all that stuff. Like you have to be open to like learning about it.
Yeah.
And actually like educate yourself on it. Because if we're just attacking something for like no reason without any like knowledge, then we'd be like in the wrong. Like if we're just saying like, you know, fuck fat people.
And it's so funny how they say, you know, a lot of people will be like, you know, whether it is whatever it is, they'll be like, you don't understand. Why are you trying to push your narrative on us? Or why are you trying to say that's how our life works? And once again, that's exactly what they do to us. If you say that we can't talk about fat people because we're not fat, then you can't talk about white people with white privilege because you're not there. So shut the fuck up.
Right.
If that's how we're going to play the game, let's play that game, baby. I don't want to play that game because I think everyone should be able to speak about anything they want to speak about, and then they should be able to say whatever they want to say.
Nobody's going to win that game.
As long as you do it, like I say, with as much fucking respect as you can. And respect comes from listening, hearing, understanding. Expertise. I got to start getting other people with different opinions on this show. I got to start zooming their shit, you know? Just like get different ideas and thoughts because I'm a very, like, realistic guy. You know? I just...
You got to be. Like,
I want to talk it out.
And for like change to happen and like that kind of thing, like you have to be like realistic about things.
Yes.
You can't just like have a narrow mind and like not be open.
And yeah, that's the part. It's the narrow mind, like especially with the white saviors.
Yeah.
You know, all the white people who feel like they got to stand up for people because I can't remember. It was a comedian said this, but it was like what it basically is you're too stupid to realize that you're being made fun of. Yeah. So I'm gonna stand up for you. Or you're too dumb to realize that you're oppressed.
Yeah.
So I will fight for you. You don't have to do anything. I will do it.
Or the other half,
savior complex.
Or the other half of the white folks that are being the saviors. I think they're too dumb to realize that they have nothing to do with this. And so they decide to be activists they put on this pseudo facade, they're like, I'm a savior. I'm for y'all. No, you're not. You're for
savior
yourself.
Complex.
You're for yourself. You feel,
if you weren't getting attention.
Exactly. You feel happy by the attention and the recognition that comes to you from doing that. That's why you do it. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. Because you know why? Dude, I went to this, for communication, I had to go to this how to be anti-racist, seminar or whatnot. And, mainly, like, the big thing I was hearing is that, like, it's very simple. It's very simple. It's the same process about somebody who's bragging or not bragging about the results. You know the difference between somebody who posts something on Instagram about their fitness results, right? Who is straight up bragging, or they have it's a little switch, it's mood, it's tone, it's everything,
you can
it's
tell.
their face, or is it like saying like, wow, like, dude, I'm so happy with myself. I'm kind of uncomfortable.
Check out what I did.
Yeah, check what I did. I'm kind of uncomfortable posting this shit because why am I posting this shit? Because I did it for myself. I shouldn't have to prove it to you guys. And that's the same thing with the savior complex. If you really were a savior or really were an anti-racist, why do you have to prove it on Instagram?
Yeah, it's like the same with the videos of people who record themselves doing like a good deed or something.
Yeah. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the cringiest of the cringe.
That is.
Yeah, that's next to sex appeal, if not over.
Exactly.
Doing like, hey guys, come with me as I give out shit to the homeless.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go do it?
Right.
I just bought 50 McDoubles from this McDonald's.
Watch me give $10,000 to a stranger on the street while I record.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one I've ever heard.
Shove a camera right in their face. Hey, do you want money?
You do want money? Hey, I'm rich.
You're homeless.
I'm rich. I'm a TikToker. What do you do? I just dance naked in my $1 million mansion, but I wanted to come down here to you because I care about
hard
you.
worker.
I care about
and I want to give back to you because I've worked hard for everything I have, and I want you to have. There are so many hardworking people who do that. They do it in the fucking silent, man.
Exactly.
The silence. Dude, I'm telling
It's
you.
the people who do it in the dark that are actually doing it for good.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna brag about it right now. Right now, the situation we have with my grandma. Me and my mother are like caretakers of my grandma. I get all the recognition because you know why? I do it in the light. I'm the one who gives her the food. I'm the one who makes her clothes. All the different shit. I'm the one who helps her out, all the different shit. But who does the real work and provides all that? My mother. And she gets none of the recognition, and it kills her sometimes because that's her mom, and grandma doesn't see it because it's in the dark.
Right.
And it's nothing against grandma. She just
Out of sight, out of mind.
She can't see it. And I'm like, Mom, I told her the other day, I'm like, you realize, you're the director, right? I'm the actor, okay? I'm the one people see.
You're pulling the strings.
You pull the strings. You run the show. You say how it goes.
Yeah.
You're the one who pays her taxes. You're the one who makes sure she got all her medicine. You're the one who makes sure she got all the food. You make all the food. I just deliver it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to wash your clothes if there wasn't a washer and dryer that I'm guessing she bought.
But my mom has not just posted on Instagram. She hasn't said it once to my grandma. Do you know what I do? Because she doesn't need it.
Good for her.
Because
She
she knows I know what I'm doing. She knows, and she's a helper.
Yeah.
She knows she's a helper. She
she's-
doesn't need to prove it.
Yeah, exactly. Because she's not doing it for like
The attention. She's doing it because
yeah.
it's what she wants to do.
Exactly.
She needs to do it. Yeah. She feels she needs to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching a video the other day. This is totally off topic.
Yep.
About how they made one of the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've seen them, but they're like,
I've only seen the first one.
yeah, so they're huge flicks. I mean,
huge.
Marvel has to be the only company that seems to never run out of money.
Yeah.
And they were filming in South Korea for Avengers Age of Ultron, which is like the second Avengers movie, I think. But they blocked off what was equivalent to, and what are the big ones in LA? There's like the 110. Or is it 101?
Oh, there's the 101 in the Pacific Coast Highway. That's all I know. I know the 101. That's
It was
the big one.
he said it was the equivalent to closing the 101 and like 3 other big roads in LA and California for 24 hours on a weekday. That's what they did, and the South Korean government welcomed it. They said
That's what they filmed it in South Korea.
Yeah, they said the South Korean government was so helpful and very involved in the process and helping them. I just thought it was crazy how just for a movie shoot,
You want to know what's
to film a movie to entertain people, they got to get the government involved.
because Avengers is a great example. You want to know what to put things in
They're
perspective.
blowing shit up everywhere.
Put things in perspective, and honestly, it made me feel better as a creator, and it should make you feel better. It's just you always talk about flop XYZ, dude. Most movies, 95% of movies and books lose money.
Yeah.
It's only those other 5%. It's the Marvel movies that go, the Star Wars movies that go extremely beyond.
They're established.
That makes up all of the profit from all of the losses of the previous 100 movies they did. Not just movies. The average podcast has merely 50 to 85 listeners. That's the average podcast out of the 500,000 podcasts that are in this world. 50 to 85, right? The average book sells just 100 copies.
Oh, jeez.
To be on the New York Times bestsellers has to be 1 million. So the books that you know isn't even close to the books that are in this world. 100 fucking copies.
You know what I find
what do they sell?
really
100.
interesting?
That's it.
At my grandma's house, she has this downstairs bathroom that nobody uses. When we stayed, I sleep in the basement, but she has like this bookshelf of just books I've never heard of. And I like going through them and looking at the covers and reading the backs, and I'm like, this is just so like someone worked so hard on this.
Every single one of those books was
And it's
somebody's
just sitting
life.
here, and I guarantee you this book was never read.
Yeah.
This copy of this book was never read.
I know.
I'm probably the first one to open its pages in 10, 15 years.
But going back to the flop, making it even more evident that creatively, you have to do everything for yourself.
Yep.
If you were not happy with that book, if you were not happy by closing that book and just reading yourself, then fuck it, because you didn't do it right. It has to be for you, because if you were doing it to make the New York Times bestseller, it didn't happen. And now you're going to be depressed because of it. Stop putting your happiness and success into external measures. It has to be on you, bro. Not how much money you make, how much books you sell. It's how much work you put into it, and whether you liked it or not.
Yeah, the same thing kind of applies for any like content creation, like in general. Like if you're like a YouTuber or like a streamer or something like that, like if you're doing it for everybody else, you're just gonna give up.
Yeah, you can give up.
Yeah, but if you're just doing it in your free time, just because you're having fun with it and you're satisfied with having just a couple people watching, like
There's two. One, you're gonna give up because you're chasing something that may never come. But if you just chase doing better, you can literally reach it every single time. That's all I chase, is getting better. So every video, I literally succeed. And then two is the fact that I believe if you're fixated on those numbers, you start to put pressure on yourself.
Yeah,
when there's pressure and stress on you, you're not authentic and you're not your 100% self. When I was so focused on, what do I got to say? I wasn't as loosey-goosey as Marsh wanted to be. And when you're not as loosey-goosey as you want to be as a creator, you're not going to put the best work out there.
Exactly.
So there's two negative for it.
Exactly. And like for YouTube specifically, I guess you're going to stop putting videos up if you're only seeing like, 20, 30, 40, 50 views, stuff like that.
That's all I get. I love it. I don't even care. I don't even see the views.
That's still people watching your stuff, and that's still something to be proud of.
The only times I see the views is when I'm posting a new video and then it finally went through and it has a huge list of my videos and I happen to look down, but I don't go every day. Oh, is it going? Who cares? Who the fuck cares?
And eventually you'll have that one video that has more than what you typically get. And you'll be like, hell yeah, that's fucking
Cool.
sick. Yeah.
But if you were so fixated on it, you would have thought, yeah, I made it. That next 5 videos, go down, you're like, oh, what's going on? They're shadow banning me. They're shadow banning. No, they're probably not. You might just suck, you know? Like, let's just be honest here, you know?
Exactly.
They were talking about, back to the video, they were talking about the special effects team that they use. Because the thing that makes those movies is the crazy amount of, just the crazy CGI and special effects. And some of the
crazy amount.
Some of the practical effects, like I said, they're blowing shit up in the middle of the busiest intersection in South Korea.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the people, it was, I don't know if it was a script supervisor or a PA, whatever she was. She was talking about, if there's one thing I've learned from working at Marvel, it's the impossible will be thought of, it will be written down, and you will be forced, and you're going to have to make it happen.
Yeah. Shit.
So,
hell yeah.
I was like, that's sick. Because, I mean, you think about it, you're like, who's pitching this idea?
Yeah.
And is like, what if they just start blowing up, breaking buildings? You're like, where the hell do you want to go film that? How do you plan on doing this?